John Jay and Rich. Our phone number is 877-937-1047. Website, johnjayrich.com, but don't go to the website. It doesn't look very good.
What?
We were talking about it yesterday. Rich and I were going on, boy, our website looks like a disaster.
It seems like nobody's visited it to change it up in several years now.
Let's just go to our Instagram.
So just go to our Instagram, go to our social media, everything that's at John Jay and Rich. You can also text us, text JJR, whatever you want to say, to the number 96893. I had something kind of cool happen this morning. I'm going through, so our coffee machine here at work, we have 2 coffee machines. The last couple days, they've either both been broken or one's been broken, and then they ran out of espresso, right? So I usually have like a cup of coffee with maybe an espresso shot. So this morning I thought, remember I used to go to Starbucks all the time in the morning before I go. And they used to open at 3:30 in the morning, and then they moved to 6 in the morning, and then there's no consistency when they open. So I was driving by this morning, and I went through the drive-thru, and it looked like they were open. And I pull up, and there's it says order here, and it's like, welcome to Starbucks. I take your order. I was like, yeah, you guys are open. Yeah. And he goes, yeah, we open at 4 now. I'm like, okay, great. So I order my drink, and then I realized that I went to the app, because my wife told me to always pay on the app instead of a cash or credit card. So I go to the app, and I was like, hey, I'm just wondering how many points do I have? And he goes, looks like you got enough for this free coffee.
Hey, now.
Like, bam.
Hey, now.
So I was like, I got a free coffee. It's kind of weird because it's like, I know I earned the points because I bought enough to get free coffee.
Yeah.
But there's something about the free coffee that's like, it's a great way to start the day.
It's pretty exciting. Because if you weren't doing the points, you would have still bought the same amount of coffee and not had a free coffee.
Yeah, that's very nice of Starbucks. And then the guy, if you remember, if you don't know, many, many years ago, there was a guy that always had bedhead, and he was always disheveled, and I started talking about him on the air, and his name was Bedhead. This guy had a wonderful smile. He seemed so positive. Like, it was just like positive rays of sunshine all around.
He's probably jacked up on caffeine.
It's my first day. It's my first day. I don't know if I'm going to bring this back into a daily routine.
Oh, you will.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
happening.
think you had such a great experience that it's definitely going to be a part of your
And I'm glad you said that, because I had a great experience. It makes me want to go back. That's how important it is if you're in the service world. That's why when you call here on our show and Nick answers the phone, you will always get, good morning, it's a great day at John Jay and Rich.
And when you become a John Jay and Rich Rewards member, the points just keep on getting you more things.
We need that. We do.
Every place I go, they ask me if I'm a rewards member now. I'm like, can I just not shop for stuff?
We launched a new podcast last week on Sunday. It's a couples podcast. And the first couple that hosted it was Rich and Stacy, newlyweds, been married for 2 years, and they got into it. And I mean, they didn't get into it, but they got into a relationship, and there's been a lot of positive feedback on that couples podcast. And it drops every Sunday at 10. The first couple, Rich and Stacy. And you can you go to wherever you get podcasts, you go to John Jay and Rich On Demand, you can hear that podcast. Well, the next podcast that drops this Sunday is Peyton and her boyfriend, Kadeem. How was that?
It was fun. We actually ended up coming back into the studio kind of in the middle of the day. And it was nice. We ended up going to lunch before and just kind of debriefed what we were going to talk about, because I've never sat in front of a microphone with just him or really just anyone and kind of had to lead a podcast. So that was a new experience for me. And it was fun because my boyfriend, Kadeem, he's a very quiet guy. He doesn't talk a lot. I think further into the podcast, he was getting a little bit more comfortable. I'd asked him early on, I was like, why are you being so awkward? He's like, because it's not just you and me. And I'm like, it is just you and me, but it really isn't. You know what I mean?
I think that's why I like a lot of podcasters sit on couches or get physically comfortable, because then it opens you up to be more comfortable sounding and reveal more, I think.
Totally. I think so too. And one of the first things that we talked about, we actually had talked about Rich and Stacy, because they did get to do the first podcast. And so I had listened to it, and Rich is just such a pro. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I feel like I need to live up to Rich and Stacy. So this is kind of what we talked about going into the podcast with them.
There's a clip of the podcast up here.
Let me introduce you to the audience. So, Stacy, for those who don't know, I know we've talked about it on this show before, but you have your...
this is the first podcast.
If I'm wrong. You have your English Masters with an emphasis in writing.
No, that's wrong.
Your favorite color is periwinkle.
That is not true.
Your favorite car is a Honda Accord.
No, it's not.
What is your favorite car?
Why are you saying these things? You know what my favorite car is.
So that's from the first podcast with Rich and Stacy. So the new podcast that comes out this Sunday, trying to find a clip right here, And you find it?
No.
Rich's page is different than mine.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't be the first time we've had computer problems.
Also, guys, if you want to see what this looks like behind the scenes, you can go to youtube.com and visit the John Jane Rich page and see what it looks like.
Are you live on YouTube right now?
What?
Are you live on YouTube right now?
No, we're not live, but it'll be up later.
It'll be up later.
Yeah.
This whole fiasco.
Yeah, you'll just see everybody just kind of staring at each other like, what is going on?
I got my new glasses on. I can see things that I don't see. It's up. It's up. It just went up.
Wait. Before you play the clip, though, but Peyton, are you hot right now?
I'm all flustered right now, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
And I started off saying, what a great day things are going to be.
It's still going to be a great day. There's a reason this happened.
Right.
You're
Well,
looking at this all, and there is a reason it happened just this way.
So one of the things, if you don't know, we do have a YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and search John Jane Rich, follow our channel. You can see all the stuff. Grant posts behind stuff.
If you go to YouTube or if you go to Facebook or a few other places, you can see the whole live show right after it happens, pretty much. So like 9:45, check it out.
So this will be a hoot.
This will be a real hoot.
All right, so here's Peyton and Kadeem, a clip from the podcast that drops this Sunday.
Rich and Stacy had part 1 of this podcast, the first one, and rookie mistake, agreeing for going second because I feel so awkward. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't do this.
Yeah, what are we supposed to do?
I don't know.
Dude, this is what I expect.
How long is the podcast?
It's like 48 minutes.
Oh, dang.
Okay, so it picks up. There's like you guys.
But that was like seriously like the discomfort like in the very beginning, and it's like you hear Rich and Stacy and they're just professionals over here. So bear with me and Kadeem. It gets fun. We get into some fun relationship stuff. We get into the marriage questions, engagement questions, how we met. So
It sounds to me like you're talking to Kendrick Lamar.
I mean, that was a majority because he, like I said, he's a man of few words.
Yeah, well, that's what I expect because when we go out with you, it's you chatting away, and Kadeem every now and then will pop in with he's like, you're hype.
Is it 38 minutes of Peyton and 4 minutes of Kadeem?
No, he gets into some fun stuff.
Okay. That's our couples podcast. It drops this Sunday. So find John Jane Rich on demand and you can listen to it, right? You can right now listen to Rich and Stacy, which is a great podcast, or just enjoy this podcast right now. John Jane Rich. Kyle, what's coming up? 3 things you need to know.
The suspected healthcare CEO killer, Luigi Mangione, faces separate federal and state murder charges for the killing. The federal charges would include a charge of murder through the use of firearm, which carries the possibility of the death penalty. And U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi just said she has directed federal prosecutors to seek the death penalty. Now, he's pled not guilty to the state indictment, hasn't entered a plea yet for the federal charges, so we're going to have to wait and see how this one plays out. Now, allegedly, there is a toilet paper theory. And the theory is that there is a psychological link between how much toilet paper you have and how reliable you are. So, going around the room, John J. Rich, Peyton, how much toilet paper do you have on hand in your home at any given time? Are you well stocked? Are you usually scrambling like, oh no, I'm out, I gotta go get some? What's your toilet paper stash like?
So usually I go with my mom and I get the Costco size one and we get 2. But when I run out of that, we're scrambling for like a couple days until I can get back to Costco because I don't have the membership.
Okay, Rich?
Stocked like you would not believe. I've got like an extra Costco size just ready to go.
Love it. John Jay?
I know that my wife has lots of toilet paper, but then there's the individual stories where, like, my son will be out of toilet paper and one of us has to go to the pantry or wherever you keep toilet paper. And the same in our room, like, we run out, I got to go get the other roll. But in the house, there are several rolls.
Okay.
Does that answer it?
This is great, and I actually agree with this theory. That means each one of you are reliable people. They say if you always have plenty of toilet paper stocked up, you're likely calm and organized. But if you're the type of person who's running out, scrambling for scraps here and there, it's actually a sign you're probably disorganized, a little annoying, always late, and forget really important things that your people ask you to do.
I live my life like I have no toilet paper.
I genuinely feel like I'm right in the middle. Like sometimes I'm totally reliable and then other times I do forget really important things. It just depends what kind of mood you catch me in.
That's funny. It's the theory is, you know, how you handle small tasks like buying toilet paper just reflects how you act with much bigger things in life. Okay, I would die if this happened to me. So there is a Pennsylvania woman who is searching for a jacket that she donated to Goodwill after realizing She left a lottery ticket in the pocket, and the lottery ticket was a winning lottery ticket for $2.5 million. She only has until May 8th, because that's when the ticket expires, to find it, and she's just beyond herself.
How do you forget?
She's 76 years old, and her name is Mildred. Doesn't that sound like
That's such a
That's
Mildred.
perfect.
Yeah, here she is talking about what happened. Except it's not playing. How come it's not playing?
I was stupefied. There's no words for it. It was like beyond expression. How can I get it back?
Mildred.
That's so sad. Someone
It
help
is
Mildred
so
out.
sad.
That would be just the do-good story of the day if someone was like, oh, I have that jacket. Here's your lottery ticket. Let's split the winnings.
No, I know. I bet you Mildred would throw you some, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the do-good story of the day would be the guy that gave me my free Starbucks.
Yeah, that's one of them. I love good stories. And that's 3 things you need to know.
Peyton, what's the vibe for horoscopes today?
I'm going to tell you how each zodiac sign argues.
You know, I was answering phones about an hour and a half ago, and it was all people wanting horoscopes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, call
So
us back.
I told them to call back. So 877-937-1047. Peyton's predictions after Kendrick Lamar. It's John, Jay, and Rich on KISS. What's the vibe, Peyton, for horoscopes?
I'm going to tell you how each zodiac signs argues with people. And if it's your birthday today, you are an Aries and you share a birthday with Pedro Pascal, Quavo, and Marvin Gaye.
Reggie, what's your sign? Good morning.
Good morning. Sagittarius.
Okay, Sagittarius, when you're arguing with somebody, you're the I don't even care one. You do not have the time for arguments. If you start drama, they're just going to hit you back with an eye roll, a quick roast, and then they're going to leave the group chat. The only time a Sagittarius will actually fight is if you try to control them. Then they will explode, and then they're going to make sure that you regret it.
Yep, so true.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like my Sagittarius goes 0 to 100 like really quick.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Reggie.
Yeah, have a good one.
Hey, Reggie. Oh, did you say goodbye already?
Yes.
Hey, I always have this weird thing where I think people should know certain things about their name. You know, like if I quote a line from a movie, I want you to tell me if you know what movie it is.
All right.
That's just my pet snake, Reggie. Show a little backbone. What?
No clue.
Raiders Lost Ark.
Okay.
All right.
I hate snakes.
Now you know.
Reggie, I hate snakes.
Chris, good morning. What's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Okay, Chris, when you are arguing with people and when you are a Taurus, you are the stubborn brick wall. Arguing with a Taurus is literally like yelling at a brick wall. They won't raise their voice, they won't engage in the chaos, and they definitely won't admit that they're wrong. Instead, a Taurus is just going to sit there with their arms crossed with a "you're so wrong and I'm too tired for this" look on their face. If you're arguing with a Taurus, good luck changing their mind.
That's right, because
Yeah.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Look at that.
Hey, John, your wife, she got a tattoo.
Yes, on her face.
Yeah, she really loves you, man.
Thanks, man.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it on Instagram. Blake got a tattoo on her face. It was actually an April Fool's Day joke. And what's funny about it is I posted it the day before April Fool's Day just because I wanted it to hit on April Fool's Day and be fully functioning on April Fool's Day. And it's so funny how many people, like, angrily, April Fools. Like, yeah, I know, man. She didn't get a tattoo. Relax. Jen, good morning. What's your sign?
Good morning, it's Jen. I'm Aquarius.
Aquarius, you're the emotionally detached one when you get in an argument with someone. An Aquarius will outsmart you in an argument and make you feel like a clown in the process. They're going to sit back with their arms crossed and laugh at you for even thinking that you can win an argument with them. Then when they're mad, they'll hit you with the "I don't have time for this" and walk away.
Oh, you're on point.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
know.
funny.
My boyfriend's an Aquarius, and if he laughs at me when we argue, I think I just see red.
Oh, yeah. My ex used to get infuriated, but that's just probably funny.
Right.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
What's up, Mike?
Good morning, rolling with you, John Jay and Virgos.
Virgos. So John, Jay, and Mike, when you guys get in arguments, you're the ruthless critic. Virgos fight with cold, hard facts. They never raise their voice, and they will hit you with a bullet point list of everything you've done wrong. They don't argue emotionally. They analyze, and by the end of it, you are rethinking your entire life.
Nailed it once again. Babe.
Yeah.
Right on,
I think
Mike.
that's on point.
All right, dude. Thanks for calling in, dog.
Bye, Mike.
What's up, Harper? What's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
All right, Harper. So when you're arguing with people and you're a Scorpio, you're that silent but deadly fighter. You don't argue, you plot. So instead of yelling, you just sit there staring into that person's soul, making them feel like you just signed them away. They are going to hit you with one remark that just destroys your entire being, and then you disappear into the shadows. You Scorpios, you guys got that little scorpion stinger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so true.
Yeah.
All right, Harper, have a great day. What do you got for Libras?
Libra, Kyle, when you are in an argument, you're the people pleaser turned petty queen. Libras, we know it. You guys don't really like conflict. So they're going to try to keep everything to peace until they snap. And then they're going to be passive aggressive, drop hints instead of addressing things directly, and then pretend nothing happened while secretly holding a grudge for life.
Definitely on the holding the grudge for life.
Yeah.
There's not much coming back if you're dead
that.
to me.
Yeah, I feel that.
What about for Pisces?
Richie, my Pisces, you're the ultimate guilt tripper. Pisces, you don't argue, you just victimize yourself. You're going to make them feel like the worst person in the world for even bringing something up to you. Expect sighs and tears and dramatic, I just can't believe you did this to me from a Pisces before they disappear in their room for days.
This is why it's hard to be married to a Pisces, because we're both the same like that. And they go for a bit.
Sure do.
How about for Leos?
Well, Leos turn everything into an Oscar-worthy performance. We yell, we'll gesture wildly, and we might even throw a fake tear just for effect. If a Leo feels disrespected, they're going to make sure everyone in the room needs to know about it. But the second you apologize, all is forgiven. Leo just need their moment. This is so true. If you just apologize to me, we'll probably be fine.
All right, if we didn't get to your sign, they're all posted on our website at johnjandrich.com. You guys, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday and John just got a game for you.
Today's a very special day.
Welcome to April 2nd. April 2nd, major national holiday today. National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
I know you love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. It is peanut butter and jelly time.
Peanut butter, meat jelly.
Today it's time for the PB&J to shine.
Ta-da! Peanut butter and jelly.
The perfect PB&J.
Happy National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
It's showtime.
So it's Peanut Butter Jelly Day. So I put together a little game. This game is of characters, both real and fictional, that go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Okay.
Okay? Peyton, this dynamic duo, they're also known as the Cape Crusaders of Gotham City. Who am I talking about?
Batman and Robin.
Yes. Kyle, Kraft makes this pasta dish that kids love.
Mac and cheese.
Yes. Rich, the original table condiments, also a 90s girl band.
Salt and pepper.
Yes, Kyle, gay roommates from Sesame Street.
Bert and Ernie.
Okay, Bert.
Peyton, cow juice and Chips Ahoy.
Oh, milk and cookies.
Yes, Rich, he lives in a pineapple under the sea, and his buddy.
SpongeBob and Patrick.
Yes. Kyle, cartoon cat and mouse.
Tom and Jerry.
Yes. Peyton, made from tomatoes. The other one is yellow. You put these on hot dogs.
Mustard and ketchup.
Yes. Okay, I'm taking it up a notch. Rich, brothers from Nintendo.
Luigi and Mario.
Yes. Kyle, arguably the last names of the two better Beatles. One married Yoko, the other was in Wings.
Paul McCartney and the other one.
Come on.
That's impressive.
I got Paul.
Yeah, that's good.
What's the other one, Rich?
You did good. John Lennon.
Lennon and McCartney.
Okay.
Peyton, big green ogre and his burro sidekick.
Aw, Shrek and Donkey.
Rich, Tom Hanks and Tim Allen in Toy Story.
Woody and Buzz.
Kyle, he's got 99 problems, but this Grammy winner isn't one.
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yes. Peyton, this team is the original pair that flew the Millennium Falcon.
Top and Gun.
No, Rich for the steal.
Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Yes. Kyle, this team of women drove a car off the Grand Canyon.
Oh, Thelma and Louise.
Yes. Peyton, one gives away new cars, the other hosts CBS Morning News Show.
Oprah and, what's her name? Oh my gosh, Gail King.
Kyle, when you're going to stay home with your boo.
Netflix and chill.
Yes. Rich, iconic rock folk duo known for the sounds of silence.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Peyton, a couple from Friends known for the phrase, we were on a break.
Oh, Rachel and what's his name? Never seen the show. Rachel and Ross.
Yes. Kyle, cousins from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Will and Alfonso Ribeiro.
Who did he play? Rich, weekend update duo. She was on 30 Rock, the other Parks and Rec.
Amy Poehler, Tina Fey.
Okay, Rich, current weekend update duo.
Colin Jost and, oh my gosh, Michael Che.
Yes. Kyle, they drive the mystery machine. The dog says, ruh, ruh, and the long-haired guy says, zoinks.
Scooby-Doo and Shaggy.
Yes. Peyton, for the win. And this is a hard one. The commander of the Starship Enterprise and his pointy-eared first officer.
Grogu, Yoda, and not Darth Vader.
No, not Darth Vader.
That's an interesting pair.
And Luke Skywalker.
Nope. Kyle, do you know?
Nope.
Rich, the commander of the Starship Enterprise and his pointy-eared first officer.
Captain Kirk and Spock.
Yeah, that was Star Trek, different show.
Oh, different movie.
Yeah.
For show.
And that's my game because it's Wednesday.
Wednesday, and John just got a game for you.
It's time for Stacks and Hacks. I have Stacks information. Rich has life hacks. Gen Z professionals are apparently using email to guess their coworkers' ages. The idea is, if your email has your name with no added letters or numbers, you must be old enough to have gotten it early on. There's a poll out on intangibles that can be bought. 35% of people say money can't buy happiness. Many people say it can buy political influence and good health. Only a few say it can buy intelligence. April Fool's Day. Yesterday, the top April Fool's Day brand pranks include Hidden Valley Ranch flavored soda from Olipop, cat poop scented candles, and electric butt shaver from Dude Wipes.
All the stuff I saw for April Fools from businesses were all pickled flavored stuff. And I love pickled flavored stuff. I don't find that as a joke.
The big one, though, was Blake Van Ness got a tattoo on her forehead.
Yep.
In a poll, 44% of people say they generally consider April Fool's Day jokes to be amusing. 41% say they can be annoying, particularly older white women from the Midwest. Karens. A fake trucking company stole 80,000 pounds of beef from a Tennessee meatpacking plant last week. It was worth $350,000. The cops are looking for the thieves. I wonder what do you do with that? And it was like a heist. Like they went and got a fake trucking company and they went and did it just like a Jack Reacher type of thing. A woman in Poland robbed 2 banks while she was 8 months pregnant. She also tricked her husband into being her getaway driver. She told him that he was picking her up from a checkup. And then it turns out it was not.
That sounds like a movie.
Totally.
This is common sense. We've talked about this before, but is news again. Don't look at your phone before bed. A study says that using screens in bed for just an hour increases insomnia by 60% and reduces your sleep duration by 24 minutes. Do not. Now, this I find an interesting fact, and this is there's no reason to bring this up except for it's Stacks and Hacks. The following people have all killed someone in a car accident. Laura Bush, Matthew Broderick, Keith Moon, Rebecca Gayheart, Caitlyn Jenner, Brandy, Vince Neil, Venus Williams, and Howard Hughes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. It's National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. And a poll found that 1 in 7 Americans have fallen asleep at the wheel. What do you do to stay awake? Talk to someone on the phone, roll down the window or blast the air conditioning, crank the radio. That's 62% of people crank the radio. And 63% of people drink something with caffeine. And I was just curious, 877-937-1047. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen someone do while driving?
That's not driving.
No, that is driving.
Well, while you're driving. So
you're driving, and I was at a red light one time, and I saw a guy playing drums on the steering wheel, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Then I was another time I was driving, and I saw a guy shaving, like with an old school razor on his face at a red light.
Oh, dang.
Shaving. So I just want to quick throw it out there. 877-937-1047. The craziest or strangest thing you've ever seen someone do while they were driving. Someone asked Reddit to name subtle signs that someone is genuinely a good person. Peyton, how can you tell if someone's a good person?
If they're kind.
How can you tell if they're kind?
If like they compliment you, I feel like if your first impression, if they say something nice about you.
What about you, Kyle?
Subtle signs like putting the grocery cart away.
That's one of the top 3, putting the grocery cart away. Another one is they can admit weakness and they apologize. And they do the right thing when it's inconvenient.
When I see somebody being nice to a kid that's not their kid, like they get down and smile, you think they're a nice person. No? Just me?
No, yeah. I just
right before they kidnap him and throw him in the van.
No, come on.
It depends.
No, I'm not talking about that.
I feel like literally the other day I was at brunch with my brother Jalen and there was this little baby across the way and it was so cute. He kept looking at us and we just kept making silly faces.
See, I would think you were good people.
Thanks.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
What are the 10 best jobs for introverts? After going over this list, I think I'm changing careers.
Remote, anything remote.
Number 1 is radiologist, working with x-rays, MRIs, and ultrasounds. The median salary is $354,000.
Get down.
Astronomer, $150,000 for an astronomer. Software developer, $138,000. Anyway, those are introvert jobs. Valerie, you see someone doing something crazy while they were driving? Valerie,
Hello?
Yeah, what'd you see?
Yeah, I just saw a guy playing a trumpet with both hands.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
He's making his own music in the car.
You would almost think that would be too big to fit in between him and the front of the windshield, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I actually did get a picture of it. And so that says a lot about my driving. But anyway, I can send that to you guys.
We got someone on the line that said they saw somebody taking a picture of someone driving and playing a trumpet. Thanks, Valerie. Thanks for listening.
Okay, thank you.
Maya, what did you see someone do while they were driving? Maya.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, Maya. I actually have to slap myself when I'm driving because nothing else works.
I've been there.
I become like narcoleptic when I'm driving.
You give yourself a really good solid contact where it makes a crack when you slap yourself?
Not that much. I just kind of slap my cheeks a little bit.
Yeah, if you go I do that too. You got to go a little harder than like this.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Ouch.
It really works.
I thought you said a salad at first.
too.
I was like, does a salad wake
Smack.
you up? I mean, I guess if it's crunchy, that would work.
So you slap yourself and you wake up.
Yeah.
That works. That totally works. Yeah, yeah.
For like a couple minutes, and
Yeah.
then I have to do it again.
I say crank up John, Jane, Rich. Thanks, Maya. Ramon, good morning. What have you seen someone do while driving? Ramon.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was traveling for work. I had a truck. This guy was driving a car, so I was higher up. I was driving up next to him, and I think he was going number 1 because he looked tucked away. And I think when he was done, he speeded up, and I just saw a water bottle get thrown out of the window after that. So
Oh, you threw it out?
Oh.
I suppose so. So I just figured, I'm like, okay, he was going number 1. All right, he has to get where he's going.
I've done that while driving, and it's very difficult. I was, a typical guy. I think I was trying to make it good time. It was a 3.5-hour drive, and I think I could do it in 3:15. So I decided to pee while I was driving. Then I had a turn, and then the bottle fell and peed everywhere.
That's terrible.
It was terrible.
That seems like that's high risk driving and trying to do that.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Ramon. Amanda, what did you see someone do while driving, or what do you do?
So my ex-husband was tired while driving down the freeway, and he just started slapping himself in the face repeatedly.
Seems to be a non-original experience.
I know. Thanks, Amanda.
Yeah, that's
Rich, what do you got for life hacks?
Let's talk about smelling good all day long. You got that great cologne or perfume, and they tend to fade fast, especially if you go out at night. You want to still smell good into the evening. So there is a trick, and I tried it this morning. Let's see if I still smell good in the, by 9 o'clock this morning. Before you spray and apply your cologne or perfume. Now, this smells a little weird, too. You're supposed to put a little thin layer of Vaseline to your pulse points, like your wrist and your neck. So I didn't do it behind my ears like they said to do, but I did try it on my wrist. And then what it does is it acts as a seal when you spray it, so it slows down the evaporation process of your fragrance. Keeps you fresh for, they say, up to 6 hours longer. I did try it. I think I can smell the Vaseline more than I can smell the perfume. Just a little tip for you there if you try it at home. That hack is on our very hard to figure out website, johnjanerich.com.
In fact, it was funny. I got a text here that says, wait. Oh, God, where is it? Anyway, it talks about how, I can tell John Jay's working really hard on enunciating his words and speaking slower. Good job, John Jay. Thank you. Thank you so much, 602. Yeah, I'm trying to, especially with the phone number, 877-937-1047. I did a little thing in Stacks and Hacks about what people do to stay awake when they drive, and I said, have you ever seen anybody do something crazy when driving? And Maria, you got a story?
Yeah, so I have a story. I drive an SUV, so I sit up a little higher than a car. So it's happened more than one time that I've seen this, and there was guys having fun with themselves.
Oh. Ew. Yeah, that's a thing.
That's a thing?
It's a thing. I mean, not like a thing like it's something every guy does, but I think it's some bizarre fetish. Because you heard about the guy that went to that drive-thru at that coffee place, right?
Yeah, what a creep.
Yeah. Maria, thanks for calling in, and thank you for listening.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too. Okay, so I was texting with Kyle last night, and I told her, I said, because, she's been watching Dexter for 9 seasons. Like, she finally finished Dexter, so she's kind of hasn't been my TV friend. So I was giving her updates on a show to watch and send her stuff, and then I even said to her, I go, I feel like I'm like a friend just came out of a coma, and I'm letting them know all the world of TV. So what have you experienced now that you've been back in the current TV world?
Well, I do feel really behind, especially because we talk about TV a lot with each other in this room. Mm-hmm. And so I did decide to catch up on Adolescence. I watched Adolescence, which was number 1 on Netflix for a long time while I was watching Dexter. Mm-hmm. It's not anymore. So I felt like I wanted to watch that first just to before it just went away forever. And it was good, but you guys talked a lot about how they filmed the show and how it was one take and one camera throughout the whole thing. And I thought that was interesting for one episode. But then the last episode, I felt it made it very boring. The last episode, I could have done without, except for the last 10 minutes of it.
When I reviewed Adolescence, I said, it's really neat. I go, it's almost like the way they film it is also another character, but it distracts you from the show. And I also said, it lets you appreciate how much editing is important, because you could have edited, right, if you weren't doing the whole one camera shot that last episode, okay, we're going to go buy paint, cut. Okay, we bought the paint. Okay, I'm going to pour the paint on my car.
You could mix that up a little bit like the studio does that. They have a lot of single camera shoots that go from room to room and set to set and all that, but then they go back and shoot it like a normal TV show.
Yeah, I don't really do this, but I watched it at 1.5 speed and still fast forwarded through that last episode. But it was a good show. Mm-hmm. Glad I caught up on it. That was great. And John Jake kept sending me TV shows to watch. So I was like, oh my gosh, where do I go? But we talked yesterday about how the first show I really should watch afterwards, since I just watched Dexter, was the show that's number 1 on Netflix right now, and that's Gone Girls, which is a documentary about these the Gilgo Island murders. And it was Long Island, they were looking for one girl and they found 4 bodies, and then they're still looking for her and they find more bodies. And so I started that. I'm on episode 2 of that, and it is really fascinating. But I also felt like I had the duty to also start the other show that John Jay
The one on
said.
Peacock?
Yes. Which is called Long Bright River. And it's so weird because I feel like the documentary Gone Girls and Long Bright River are the same story.
So do I.
But one's a documentary and one is a fiction show.
Right.
Supposedly fiction.
Yeah. I thought that yesterday. I finished the Gone Girls yesterday because I kind of watched it backwards a little bit because I thought episode 2 got boring, but I was wrong. I went back to finish episode 2 and it's really good. So I'm excited for you with episode 2. There's a corruption thing with the police that I've never seen before. It's pretty amazing. But then there's, at the end, you'll find episode 3, I think there's only 3 episodes. There's just dead body after dead body. There's so many dead bodies attached to this guy, this killer.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy. But yes, the one on Peacock is very similar.
Because they both killers in each show are focusing on sex workers, because they say nobody will miss them when they go missing. It doesn't become a huge news story. No one reports it really. Right. And so the Long Bright River show on Peacock is Amanda Seyfried, and she's a cop, and she runs the area where most of the sex workers work, and she has a familial connection with one of them, and that one goes missing, and so you're trying to follow her as she's looking for this person.
How far did you get on that?
I started episode 2.
Oh, good. Okay. I remember. It's so weird.
That's a lot for one day.
I get so excited.
I know. I was and I still don't feel caught up.
I mean, you went all the way through Adolescence. That would take me a week and a half.
That was a tough watch, I think.
Yeah.
But especially, there were so many different levels of Adolescence. But Long Bright River is really good. I'm so glad you're watching it so we can talk about it when it's done. Because there was so many things I want to talk about. But there's so many parallels to Gone Girls in this thing.
Yeah.
So many.
I started the Gone Girls.
Oh, you did? What did you get? How far did you get?
About episode episode and a half in, so I'm halfway through the second episode. It's really good. I actually ended up turning it off because I was really mad. Like, I got really upset and frustrated in that documentary because, for one, like, I went to college to do that, to be a detective, to go and be and help solve crimes like that. Literally, I was a criminal justice major just to go out and do that kind of stuff. And I got so mad when they didn't search the area where the girl was last seen.
The first girl?
The first girl.
Right.
Like, I had to turn it off. I was like, how could you not search that area? And then when they search that area, of course they find what they're supposed to find. But it had been 18 months. It made me so
I know,
mad.
it took them
Well, you find
so
out why.
long.
You find out why at the end of episode 2.
Oh, okay.
And there's police corruption.
Oh, my
it's really,
gosh.
it's
Somebody would be even more mad.
Somebody's going to make a movie out of this because it is an unbelievable serial killer documentary. It's especially when the guy is still alive. Like, they just caught the guy 2 years ago, and they will go back. They think he committed his first murder in 1993.
Oh, my
insane.
gosh.
Man.
Yeah, it's really, and then the way they catch him, you know, with using modern stuff, the way they get rid of the corruption and they bring in new people, and those new people right away start using technology. And this guy is caught, again, very much like the Peacock show, because of a pickup truck, because of his truck. Like, it's so weird. Anyway, I can't wait for you to finish that. And it's so sad that it's a true story.
And how many
Yeah.
people do they think he took out?
Rich, I'm like halfway through the second episode, and there's like 13 missing bodies.
Well, how hard could that be to bust a guy who's doing 13, 14 bodies?
Well, to me, it's like what's wild is how brazen he is, dumping all the bodies right there together in like
So
clumps.
comfortable.
Okay,
Yeah.
so towards the end, I'm not ruining anything. I mean, but they confiscate the guy's computers, and they find that he was so buttoned down. Like, they found all his notes, like how to make sure he eats right, make sure he get enough sleep, to hit them harder, like
Oh my gosh.
and where to eliminate any tattoos from the people, to cut them off.
It's fascinating.
Chop off their head and their arms so that they can't be traced. I mean, it's really, this guy is, I've never heard of anybody. You know, you hear about Texas Chainsaw Massacre was back then. This is now.
Yeah, wow.
So this is now. So that means there are probably serial killers right now. And if you're listening to the show, call us, 877-937-1047. Nick, clear line 5 for any serial killers who want to come through. Angela, good morning.
Oh my gosh, what?
Good morning.
Hi, what's up?
I just wanted to call and talk about Long Bright River.
Yeah.
I finished the show yesterday, and it was like a predictable Lifetime movie. I guessed who the killer was in episode 1.
Doesn't that bother you when it's so obvious, when it's so on the nose?
Yes. Yeah. I was very disappointed in the show.
Oh no, that's a bummer.
Oh, well.
Do you have a guess on who it is, John J? Since you
I finished it. I finished it.
So did you?
But I told Kyle my guess before, and I don't want to tell her if I'm right or wrong.
Oh, okay.
But I'm never wrong. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, we have a serial killer on the line. Hello. This is serial killer. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, hi.
Hello.
Yes.
I heard you guys need a serial killer. You wanted to talk to one?
Yes.
Well, I ate 3 bowls of tricks.
You killed the
that kind of Thank you, sir.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Gonna have a stomach ache.
I had to be more specific, but serial killer's good. Boy, yesterday, let me tell you.
Y'all know what day it is?
No.
April Fools.
April Fools.
April Fool. Just a little joke, folks.
Told you all.
Yes, April Fool.
We tell practical jokes on April Fool's Day.
Stop with this April Fool's nonsense.
April Fool's Day is favorite holiday.
As of right now, April Fool's Day is over.
April Fool!
Showtime.
We want to hear from you. Anybody fall for any pranks? 877-937-1047. Lacey, who got you?
So it was my daughter that got pranked for April Fool's. My kids were getting ready for school, and my 8-year-old son brought my daughter a glass of water and said, here's a glass of water. I want you to go ahead and take a drink. You look like you need some water this morning. She took a big drink of it, and he started laughing, and he says, it's toilet water.
Oh.
And she spit it out, and she almost threw up. And he goes, I'm just kidding. It's filtered water. And he's 8 years old, so for him,
I like
that
this
was
kid.
pretty hilarious.
And you are training the next generation of morning show hosts.
Oh, thank you, Lacey. That's great. Daisy, good morning. Did you get fooled?
I didn't. My 11-year-old daughter fooled me and my wife.
What happened?
So we had discussed it was going to be a busy day, so no pranks, right? Too much going on. But she decided to get up really early that morning and tape the sink hose, the hose that's in the sink. So my wife and I are in the room getting ready, whatever, so on and so forth. She gets out, starts to do the coffee, starts the water, and it sprays her right after she got just ready for work.
That's very funny. Very
simple,
funny.
but effective.
Thank you.
All over, yes. And then 2 minutes later, she comes and she shows me, and I'm like, no way. Well, then I go do my thing, and then I turned it back on, and I got myself, basically.
Thanks, Daisy.
So cute.
Leisha.
I actually pranked one of my employees. So I work 7 days a week, and I'm never not at work. And I texted her, and I'm like, hey, I decided to leave for vacation early because I'm leaving Friday. And she is always late because she always says she has to take her kids to school. And this time she was actually on time. And as soon as I turned the corner, she screamed.
Oh, that's good though.
That's a good one.
She's like, what the heck? I was like, oh, okay. I was like, her car's there, so she's on time.
Thank you.
Josh, you got me good this
I was going to
time.
say, I was really happy with, it's one of my favorite days is April Fool's Day. But when you do get got, there's this moment where you realize you got, and it's kind of a fun, happy, like I got my wife yesterday, and so back to with my wife, some house behind ours got bulldozed down, and she was taking out the trash, and she saw somebody spray painted our back wall with graffiti by our alley. And she didn't know what it was. So I took a picture of it, put it on ChatGPT to see what it is, and it's just some tag or something, right? So it's legitimate graffiti, and I kind of like the way graffiti looks, right? So anyway, yesterday morning, when I got in the studio, I texted her, I said, good morning. I go, hey, I didn't want to bother you, but it looks like, because she was really concerned about the graffiti. I go, it looks like someone came in the backyard and graffitied the wall in our house, on our house. And then she apparently, when she saw the text in the morning, she ran out into the backyard to see it, and then there's a point where she's looking for it and can't find it, and then it hits her, that moment. But it was like with Peyton yesterday.
Yeah, that's
I got such joy out of Peyton's, because Peyton sent me a picture. But I told you that our boss, same thing I did with Kyle, but Kyle got it quick, right? With different boss. I told Kyle that Linda, our market president, needed to write in this morning. And then you said something like, you went like, what did you do? You were like, oh, okay. And then you went,
for a second, I was like, wait, I was texting you back. You're like, hey, just so you know, Linda was asking for your phone number because she needs a ride. She's out by where you live today. And for a second, I was like, I was texting you back, Linda has my number. Why would she ask you that? And then I was like, April Fool. So I just texted you back a GIF, an April Fool's GIF.
So you know what I said to Peyton, I go, hey, Mark, our boss, texted me or called me, needs a ride in this morning. I don't think he lives by you. Can you pick him up? And she's like, he has my number, LOL. And I go, okay, I don't know. I'll ask him why. And I was like, anyway, can you pick him up? She goes, yeah, I guess he's in Queen Creek. I can pick him up. Right. And I was like, okay, great. And then I sat there and I thought for a second, I go, should I have her call him right now and wake him up? That would be really next level.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good if she was to call him and say, you need me to pick you up. And he'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
She's like, I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I thought about taking it that far. But Mark is also the kind that will try to get revenge on me like 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So instead of knowing that it's today, like April 1st is the day. So then I said to Peyton, okay, but when you pick him up, don't wear green. He hates green, which is random. It's just a random thing. I just thought, and then she goes, oh my God. And then she sent me a picture. What was the picture you sent?
Well, also though, I had said, I was like, yeah, I can pick him up. He lives 45 minutes away from me. I'm going to be late. I can do it, but I'm going to be late in the morning. And I literally sent John Jay a picture. And honestly, thanks, John Jay, because that text got me out of bed before having to hit snooze again. I actually woke up, got out of bed. I'm in my bonnet. My face is still swollen. And I just sent John Jay a picture of just hand to forehead face palm. Bro. Too early for this.
This is Peyton.
I'm look at your cute little bonnet.
That's so funny.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you got me good. I got though. I fell for every April Fool's social media post yesterday. ASU had posted that they were making their field maroon. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Then it was April Fool's. I was like, dang.
Yeah, you shouldn't come up with a cool idea and not do it.
Yeah, because it's just a disappointment.
All right, let's go.
You know the restaurant Tokyo Joe's, right? That's one of my favorite restaurants. And the owner and I became friends. His name's Larry, and he sold Tokyo Joe's. But on his Instagram, he's always posting these incredible breakfast bowls that are he makes them for himself. So yesterday he posted, he picked a picture of a building, and it had the sign Protein Mafia. And he goes, hey, after selling Tokyo Joe's a couple years ago, he goes, everyone keeps talking about my bowls that I keep posting. So this is my next project. I'm pretty excited. And I was like, why didn't you tell me? Like, I would invest in that. I want Protein
Sounds like
Mafia.
a cool title, too.
And I texted him right away, and I was like, dude, this is incredible. I hope this is real. This isn't a joke. Because I started thinking about it. Why would this be a funny joke? Like, I was like, this is great.
For real.
We don't joke about food.
So then he texts me, goes, actually, it's a joke. And I'm like, what the hell? So then last night he posts, he's like, oh my God, apparently I need to do this. He's like, his phone blew up.
Oh, I bet.
People wanted to invest in it. People wanted to
Because his menu items are delicious, right?
The pictures he posts are fantastic. Like, I went to bed last night and I texted him. I go, dude, I know it's April Fool's Day. We're past that, but you need to do this.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he also owns a coffee house, too, all over Colorado. I can't remember the coffee house, but he was going to serve the coffee and then have 3 meals, like, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and his menu, which is fantastic.
Don't you remember on April Fool's Day when we tried to open up a breakfast pizza restaurant as a joke?
Yeah, no, I had people message me about that yesterday.
Now there's breakfast pizza everywhere.
Yeah.
So our eggs on a pizza really caught on.
We did the one, somebody messaged me yesterday about this one, too, and I thought that we got to do this again. We were giving away money like crazy on the corner of 2 streets that don't intersect.
Yeah, it was like Campbell and River.
So people kept driving, and we were doing live calls from there, and people were like, I just got $1,000. Thank you so much.
Oh, my
it's great.
gosh,
Yeah, no
that's
problem.
bad.
And it was like, caused a traffic jam. It was all over the news. We haven't done one of those in a long time. Just be prepared next year. Next year, of course, if we're still here.
Pending.
That might be jokes on us.
It just might be the Rich Barrett show next year. Anyway.